Hi, friends. Today I want to talk about the Catholic tendency to publicly and pointedly call out the sins of other Christians online. It's a pattern that I've noticed, and at least in my newsfeed, a trend that seems to be accelerating. And this is concerning to me. Now, I understand the temptation. It's certainly a volatile time in the church right now, full of criticism and confusion, with many different voices shouting often contradictory messages at us. In amplifying our reach, social media has exposed us to a veritable storm of such content. It's as tiresome as it is infuriating, in many cases by design, but I think that's a topic for another day. When we encounter something that we know to be wrong, especially when our reputation is being called into question along with the false claim, we desperately want to set the record straight and expose everyone to the truth. This desire is noble enough, but it must be tempered in order to avoid letting pride and anger steal the show. This is where our two paths diverge. I think this is where we need to stop and think about our next steps. If left unchecked, the righteous indignation felt at first will prompt the more passionate among us to grow vengeful and seek to strike back at our opponent turned enemy. Our desire to expose the truth may be good, but it doesn't give us license to justify unchristian methods. Now, correcting a false claim that was made publicly does merit a public response. I don't deny this at all. The response, however, must not resort to public accusations of sin, which are based on our private moral judgments about the other person's soul. I don't think that we are meant to make such moral diagnoses about anyone except for ourselves. According to St. Matthew, proper correction of sin should begin privately, one-on-one. And even then, we must come from a place of love and patience and compassion, not rash judgment or tribalism. Truth without love really is nothing more than a clanging cymbal. In addition to the pain inflicted upon others and the damage done to the church's reputation, lashing out like this wounds our very souls. As Jesus warns us, I tell you, on the day of judgment, people will render an account for every careless word they speak. By your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. Remember that we are all members of one body, a body that's commanded to remain as one, as Jesus and the Father are one. When we give in to the urge to vilify and publicly shame those that we disagree with, or those that we see as the other, it damages unity in the church, in addition to pushing those outside her walls even further away. As Catholics, we are called to combat sin, but that doesn't diminish our primary vocation of being Christ to the world. If our desire for truth turns into lust for victory, we may find ourselves further away from the truth than we realized. This is why true conviction begins in our own hearts, sparked by the Holy Spirit. Now, this is not to say that we can never publicly speak out against injustice or decry sin. Of course we can, and we should. But be cautious, friends. Do not overlook the importance of how. Consider how your actions reflect on the witness of the church. Let that guide when and where you voice your concerns. And don't forget to consider the platform. Social media posts spread rapidly, and they're often stripped of any nuance along the way. Discernment is key here, because once that accusation is out there, clarifying context becomes difficult if not impossible, and backfilling a flippant accusation of sin with charitable context isn't the same as being charitable from the start. As St. Francis de Sales reminds us, he who unjustly takes away his neighbor's good name is guilty of sin, and is bound to make reparation according to the nature of his evil speaking, since no man can enter into heaven cumbered with stolen goods, and of all worldly possessions the most precious is a good name. So, friends, let's resist the temptation to publicly accuse other Christians of sin. Be cautious, seek to engage, not expose, to persuade, not dismiss. Pray for your allies and your enemies alike. As St. Matthew teaches, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Our Christian love isn't vague or distant. It's personal, incarnational. We must embody it in all our interactions, regardless of the medium. When defending the truth, we must never forget who the source of that truth is. Let us build up the body, not tear it down. It's hard work, no doubt about it, but the impact is invaluable. Thank you for listening, friends. I hope that this was valuable for you. If you did get value of it, I encourage you to share it. And if you'd like to see more content like this, please do subscribe. And if there's any topic of particular interest, please do comment below and let me know what you'd like me to cover next. So God bless y'all, and hope you have a great day.